In 1977, a family in a small British town began hearing knocks on their walls. At first, they thought it was the pipes. Then the furniture started moving, on its own. And within weeks, their story would become one of the most documented and most terrifying paranormal encounters in modern history. This is the Enfield poltergeist, and it's only the beginning, because tonight we're exploring true paranormal encounters that shocked experts, cases so disturbing that even seasoned investigators couldn't explain what they saw. These are not ghost stories told around campfires. They're real accounts, backed by evidence, witnesses, and investigators who swore something beyond this world was at play. In the late 1970s, the Hodgson family lived in a modest home in Enfield, England. A single mother, Peggy, and her 4 children. Life was normal until it wasn't. It started one night when Janet, the 11-year-old daughter, complained that her bed was shaking. Her mother dismissed it as a nightmare until she walked into the room and saw the dresser sliding across the floor by itself. That moment changed everything. Within days, the entire house became a war zone of unexplainable chaos. Furniture toppled over, objects flew across rooms, voices echoed from nowhere, and the 2 youngest girls, Janet and Margaret, claimed to be attacked by something they couldn't see. When the police arrived, one officer swore under oath that she saw a chair move nearly 4 feet across the room, with no human contact. The media caught wind, and soon, paranormal researchers were living inside the house, documenting every moment. They recorded hundreds of audio tapes. On those tapes, a deep, gravelly voice, allegedly coming from Janet, that claimed to be a spirit named Bill. He spoke in full sentences, cursed, and even described his own death. Experts from the Society for Psychical Research couldn't explain it. Doctors examined Janet, but found no evidence of trickery or split personality. Even skeptics left disturbed, unable to explain the events they witnessed firsthand. To this day, no one knows exactly what happened in that small London home, but over 40 years later, the recordings still send chills down the spine of anyone who hears them. Another case, this time across the ocean. In 2008, a nurse named Latoya Ammons moved into a rental home in Gary, Indiana, with her 3 children. Within weeks, the family reported strange noises and shadowy figures lurking around the house. At first, no one believed them, until the children began levitating. Social workers, nurses, and even police officers became direct witnesses. During one incident at the hospital, a 9-year-old boy reportedly walked backward up a wall in front of medical staff. They wrote it in official reports. No one could explain it. The local police chief was so disturbed that he refused to enter the home again. Father Michael Maginot, a Catholic priest, performed multiple exorcisms, documented by the church. And still, the events continued until the family moved out. When investigators returned later, they found no signs of damage or tampering, but every photo taken inside the house showed faint, white mist and strange human-like shapes that didn't belong. The story became so infamous that it inspired the Demon House documentary, and to this day remains one of the most chilling modern possession cases in America. But not all hauntings happen inside old homes or dark basements. Some happen where people least expect them. In Japan, 2011, after the tsunami that killed nearly 16,000 people, taxi drivers from the coastal city of Ishinomaki began reporting something strange. Passengers would enter their cabs quiet and pale, asking to be driven to destroyed neighborhoods. When the drivers reached the destination, the seats were empty. The passengers were gone. Each time, the driver's meters had recorded the trip, and some drivers claimed to see condensation or hear faint whispers from the back seat. Dozens of reports, all eerily similar. Psychologists tried to explain it as survivor's trauma, but locals believed it was something else, the spirits of those who never realized they had died. Every culture has its ghosts, but what makes these encounters different is the evidence, the witnesses, the records, the professionals who saw it firsthand. They weren't paranormal investigators or thrill seekers. They were cops, doctors, taxi drivers, ordinary people who walked away from something they could never fully explain. And maybe that's what makes these stories so disturbing, because if even experts, trained, rational minds, can't explain what happened, what chance do the rest of us have? Maybe it's all coincidence. Maybe it's the human mind creating patterns where none exist. Or maybe, just maybe, these encounters remind us that we don't understand as much about the world as we think we do. The unknown isn't always far away. Sometimes, it's waiting in your home, your city, or just behind you, in the dark. If you want to uncover more stories like this one, subscribe to Dark Depth Files, where we reveal what was never meant to be found.